Story time, it's my favorite time, spending time reading with you. Welcome to another story time with Gam Gam. Let's see what we have for today. This story, The Saggy Baggy Elephant, was written by Catherine Byron Jackson and illustrated by Gustav Tengren. It is one of the most beloved picture books of all times. I hope that you enjoyed this with me. Welcome back to Story Time with Gam Gam. And we have another Golden Book story today, and this one's in the large edition. I like that. So you have the nice big cardboard pages to turn. It's so easy to read with little ones. The Saggy Baggy Elephant. So in case you're like many, and maybe most, there's been times in your life where you didn't quite feel like you belonged and like you were too different from everyone else. And I think that's what's going on with the Saggy Baggy Elephant. Let's read and find out what's going on with him. A happy little elephant was dancing through the jungle. He thought he was dancing beautifully. 1, 2, 3, kick! But whenever he went 1, 2, 3, his big feet pounded so that they shook the whole jungle. Wow, do you ever jump and it shakes everything in the room? Sometimes our parents don't like that a whole lot. And whenever he went kick, he kicked over a tree or a bush. Oh. The little elephant danced along, leaving wreckage behind him until one day he met a parrot. "Why are you shaking the jungle all to pieces?" cried the parrot, who had never before seen an elephant. Does that mean they don't exist if we haven't seen them? No, it just means we haven't had that opportunity yet. What kind of animal are you anyway? Oh, little Saggy Baggy looks surprised, doesn't he? The little elephant said, "I don't know what kind of animal I am. I live all alone in the jungle. I dance and I kick, and I call myself Sooki. It's a good sounding name and it fits me, don't you think?" "Maybe," answered the parrot, "but if it does, it's the only thing that does fit you. Your ears are too big for you, and your nose is way too big for you. And your skin is much, much too big for you. It's baggy and saggy. You should call yourself Saggy Baggy." It's kind of like picking on him, isn't it? Sooki sighed. His pants did look pretty wrinkled. "I'd be glad to improve myself," he said, "but I don't know how to go about it. What should I do?" Well, that's nice. He's got a very positive attitude, doesn't he? "I can't tell you. I never saw anything like you in all my life," replied the parrot. The little elephant tried to smooth out his skin. He rubbed it with his trunk. That did no good. He pulled up his pant legs, but they fell right back into dozens of wrinkles. It was very disappointing, and the parrot's saucy laugh didn't help a bit. Just then a tiger came walking along. He was a beautiful, sleek tiger. His skin fit him like a glove. Sooki rushed up to him and said, "Tiger, please tell me why your skin fits so well. The parrot says mine is all baggy and saggy, and I do want to make it fit like yours fits you." The tiger didn't care a fig about Sooki's troubles, but he did feel flattered and important, and he did feel just a little mite hungry. "Your skin always did fit. My skin always did fit," said the tiger. "Maybe it's because I take a lot of exercise, but," added the tiger, "if you don't care for exercise, I shall be delighted to nibble a few of those extra pounds of skin off for you." Ooh, that's a very different approach. "Oh, no thank you. No, thank you," cried Sooki. "I love exercise. Just watch me." Sooki ran until he was well beyond the reach. That does make sense, doesn't it? Then he did somersaults and rolled on his back. He walked on his hind legs and he walked on his front legs. When Sooki wandered down to the river to get a big drink of water, he met the parrot. The parrot laughed harder than ever. "I tried exercising," sighed the little elephant. "Now I don't know what to do. Soak in the water the way the crocodile does, laughed the parrot. Maybe your skin will shrink. Uh-oh, because sometimes things do shrink when they get wet. So Sooki trampled straight into the water. But before he had soaked nearly long enough to shrink his skin, a great big crocodile came swimming up, snapping his fierce jaws and looking greedily at Sooki's tender ears. Ooh, that doesn't sound friendly. The little elephant clambered up the bank and ran away, feeling very discouraged. I'd better hide in a dark place where my bags and sags and creases and wrinkles won't show, he said. By and by, he found a deep, dark cave, and with a heavy sigh, he tramped inside and sat down. He's been picked on quite a bit today, hasn't he? The parrot calling him names, the tiger offering to eat him, and then the crocodile willing to munch on his ears. Ouch. Suddenly, he heard a fierce growling and grumbling and snarling. Ooh, what do you think it is? He peered out of the cave and saw a lion padding down the path. I'm hungry, roared the lion. I haven't had a thing to eat today. Not a thing except a thin, bony antelope and a puny monkey and a buffalo, but such a tough one. And 2 turtles, but you can't count turtles. There's nothing much to eat between those saucers they wear for clothes. I'm hungry. I could eat an elephant. And he began to pad straight towards the dark cave where the little elephant was hidden. This is the end of me, sags, bags, wrinkles and all, thought Sooki, and he let out one last trumpeting bellow. Just as he did, the jungle was filled with a terrible crashing and an awful stomping, and a whole herd of great gray, wrinkled elephants came charging up, and the big hungry lion jumped up in the air, turned around, and ran away as fast as he could. Sooki peeped out of the cave, and all the big elephants smiled at him. Sooki thought they were the most beautiful creatures he had ever seen. Look at all their long trunks. I wish I looked just like you, he said. You do, grinned the big elephants. You're a perfectly dandy little elephant. And that made Sooki so happy that he began to dance. 1, 2, 3, kick through the jungle with all those big, brave, friendly elephants behind him. The saucy parrot watched them dance, but this time he didn't laugh, not even to himself. What do you think about that? The saggy, baggy elephant, he found where he belonged. He found the group of people that were just like him and that accepted him for who he was. Don't know what happened to his mom and dad and why he got there by himself, but I'm glad he found a family of elephants to join. Wasn't that nice? I hope that you feel that you belong where you're at and you know that you are loved and accepted. You have a great day. I love you. Good night.